this has caused people I love and the institutions.
I do understand that now. Sorry, I do understand, but it's in hindsight. And people like you and I that are here to protect the citizens, we should be thinking of this before.
Congressman, without question, and I would absolutely agree with you that there are things that I regret in retrospect. And I hope that comes across today. I know a large portion of today has been combative in a way that has...
What he regrets is getting caught, like the scumbag psychopath he is. He's a typical entitled government worker. Classic of cop behavior. They're entitled. You give them a gun and your badge and start calling them names like heroes and first responders. Let me tell you what you are. Citizen on patrol, cop, flatfoot, lowbrow, not going to split any atoms. You're basically a fucking bloodhound. You're not much higher on the fucking scale than a dog. You're supposed to sniff through the shit and catch bad guys. But let me tell you what you just pointed out through your psychobabble, Mr. Strzok. Marino very adroitly here just said to him, there's not a wide chasm between the statements that you made as a biased person on your private time or text messaging or emails and being prejudicial in what you do and in what you are. Now take this douchebag Strzok and all these FBI cunts, which is what they are. Comey, McCabe, altar boys, all of them. Shirt-lifted altar boys, if you get my drift. And every one of them will tell you, like Strzok, he could not conscience the evil things Trump was saying. He's a racist. He was prejudiced. Could you imagine, did you ever hear of a greater example than the pot calling the kettle black? Trump, by the way, isn't a racist. I can only say it this way. There's black people I love. I don't like niggers. And most honest black people will tell you the same thing. I used to give a guy a ride every night from 42nd Street and Times Square back in the early 80s when I worked for Off-Track Betting. And I would drop him off at the 96th Street exit. And he used to say to me, nothing for nothing, man, but I can't let these niggas see me getting out of your car. He admitted that. Now, I've never been afflicted with that kind of cowardice. But then again, I never lived like him, so I didn't judge him. And that's the point. There's good Italians and there's swamp wops, like the guy that runs Albany. There's good Irish and then there's shanty Irish. I don't need to belabor this. Everybody on earth knows these pejoratives, but only the honest people like myself will lay claim to their validity. But a scumbag like this Strzok, like the Clintons, they're the real racists because they think all people are beneath them, all people. But they got a special place for minorities. And Bill Clinton, you know that he's so Aryan that. That's why he turned all those women into walking BJs. I never had sexual relations with that woman. Right? Remember Hillary? Hillary was a vast right-wing conspiracy. See, it's always someone else's fault. It's always someone else's fault. And this little fucking weasel, the poster boy for the modern soy-eaten FBI. It's just unbelievable. So this little prejudicial rat doesn't like Trump because he thinks Trump's prejudiced. But this is the emperor of prejudgment right here. Look at him. Look at this genetic loser. I mean, can't you picture him with a wig on and earrings? Right? Look at the faces, the arrogance. I'd like to slap the living shit out of him. So I'm going to make you an invitation, Strocky boy. If ever you want to indulge me, I'll meet you any place. I'll find out what a man you are. You little rat bastard. You little Obama sycophant, phony communist. But here's the other thing, people. At the core of what these rats are, these deep state rats, they need boogeymen. And do you know why they hate Vladimir Putin? Because he ended ISIS. He ended them. You know what Obama was doing? Supplying them with weapons. And these people have less of an existential reason to have their jobs. So they want to tell you about boogeymen. Psst, if you see something, say something. Right? The big bad muzzy wuzzies are coming. Get into a fight with a Muslim to see who the FBI protects, you or them. Get into a fight with an illegal Mexican thug. It happened to me. I decked him in the Bank of New York about 12, 13 years ago. Called the police. I told this wetback, you get off the floor, I'm going to beat you to death. And who do you think? The cops. They sent in a black cop who got kicked off the force, by the way, for beating up his girlfriend. And a white cop. And of course, they had to assume I was the bad guy. You can't make this stuff up. So just consider that.